here in 20 games. Can Jurgen Klinsmann's improving US team break that run? Italian-based Michael Bradley, perhaps a key player tonight. It's a long way from home for these fans, but they live in hope of a dramatic win. The setting is the unique and atmospheric Stadio Luigi Ferraris here in Genoa, which staged 4 games at Italia 90, the 1990 World Cup, including a couple of shock wins for a CONCACAF nation in Costa Rica. Hello and welcome. I'm Ian Darke with our leap year birthday boy, Taylor Twellman. Happy birthday, Taylor.
Thank you very much. 8 years old.
Yeah, you don't look it even. But what about, we're talking about leaps. What about a leap in class here for the United States? Wouldn't it be something if they could get a result away to Italy?
Sure. And when you hear Jurgen and his staff talking, and they talk about reality checks and testing themselves on the road, well, it's France and Paris, it's Belgium and Brussels, and it's Italy and Italy. It's a great opportunity tonight for the players collectively and individually to see where they're at.
What about Italy? Well, they're a hard nation to beat, but America do have a striker in very hot form in Clint Dempsey. He's on fire, isn't he?
I'd say he's on fire.
Yeah.
16 goals in all competitions for Fulham, but it was the game in November against Slovenia where Clint was at his best, finding those spaces in front of the back four, turning, taking players on, and getting on the end of crosses. Tonight, he's got to be active, on the ball consistently, linking up with Josie Altidore if the U.S. want to come here and surprise the Italians.
And Clint Dempsey is our Gatorade Prime to perform player tonight. As for Italy, World Cup flops, but unbeaten all the way through their European Championship qualifying group. And their new wave includes a rather special player.
Yeah, and a little one. He's listed only at 5'5", 130, but Sebastian Giovinco is special. He's got an uncanny ability to know when, that understanding, when to combine with the player top of the box or when to take players on one-on-one and get a shot. The U.S. got their hands full with Sebastian tonight.
And a special night, too, for America's Michael Bradley, Italian-based now at Chievo Verona. Big hit there. They're calling him General Bradley. An Italian job for him tonight out here in what is a key game for him. On the other side of the break, Bob Lee with Steve McManaman and Alexi Lalas with their pre-match comments.
I'm a satellite dish. The only reason you got me with
Howard in goal today for the United States. USA and Italy. It is exactly 100 days until the beginning of both the European Football Championships and World Cup qualification for the United States of America. And good day. I'm Bob Lee, with me, Alexi Lalas, Steve McManaman. We put the band back together from Johannesburg. Good to see. All right, here we are with a great opportunity for the USA. 7 months into the age of Jurgen Klinsmann, with a chance to see he's got 3 of his discovery players, if you will, in the lineup today. What does the United States need to prove today?
You know, I think if you're a U.S. fan and you're watching this game today, this is what you should expect. 7 months ago, Jurgen Klinsmann promised a change in style and a change in mentality. And to borrow his phrase, a more proactive U.S. team.
Have we seen it?
I don't think we have seen it yet. So when you're watching this game, here's a couple of examples. It's not necessarily the final score, but coming out of the back, a commitment to possession, even possession under pressure, to come out of the back consistently and to do it again and again and again, and to be successful with it. And then up top, where are they pressuring up top? Are they winning balls in advantageous areas upfield that they can then turn into offensive opportunities?
Talk about advantageous opportunity.
I know.
I'm not going to mention advantageous areas.
Well, it's a big chance for the United States today because they've never defeated Italy. They're playing Italy in a stadium where Italy have never lost.
Yeah, and I agree with Alexi. This is a big game for them, and it's a very difficult game. We know how strong the Italians are. We know how strong they are at home. They have not let a goal in during the qualifications. So this is a big test for them. And I just want to see some positive moves. They played a decent game against France in Paris, but they lost. They were very good away at Slovenia. This is another step up. And I want to see if they can adapt and if they can make problems for this Italian defense.
And if you're going to make fundamental change, then Jurgen Klinsmann was not brought in to beat the CONCACAF teams. He was brought in to find a way to get over that hump, to be able to be competitive against the elite in the world. And Italy is one of them.
This is why he has said, even before he took the match and took the job, I want to schedule matches like this. Yeah. But goes into this match today without Landon Donovan. He's back in the States with bronchitis. Josie Altidore, he'll be supported, of course, by the incredible play of Clint Dempsey. But there's Altidore, had 2 goals Sunday, but has not been a consistent starter for his team in the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year for Josie Altidore. He has scored goals, okay? But he has gone through a period where, once again, he's been put under pressure to perform, and to perform during training, and obviously to perform in the game. And that's a good thing. And I think Josie has matured. But still, when we see him out there, especially when he's up there in the lone striker role, he's got to be able to take that pressure, to be able to have that ball, hold the ball up, and then have that Clint Dempsey running in underneath him.
Have you seen enough from him to convince you he can do that?
Recently, yes. I mean, I've seen him in games and he's been a bit hit and miss, Bob. He has. But recently, you know, against decent sides, he's been able to do it, and that's why today is a big test for him. As Alexi said, he's big, he's strong, he's aggressive, he's quick. If he can hold the ball, bring people into the game, get wingers going wide and then get into the box, this is a big, big test for him. It's better playing against the wonderful defenders of the Italian national side than, with all respect, lesser teams in the CONCACAF. You know, this is a big, big learning curve, and he has to improve because he's been an international player for a long time.
One of the guys that will be linking up with him if the USA are able to get it going, Breck Shea, who 48 hours ago was with the U.S. Olympic team, but because of Landon Donovan's illness, has been called in. And he is a player, you'd call him a Jurgen Klinsmann discovery. He's elevated, and he started well, but has he maintained the same pace of play for the national team that he started with?
I wouldn't necessarily he's Jurgen Klinsmann's discovery, say that. I mean, you know, he has been involved in the U.S. national team, but over the last 2 years, when you saw Breck Shea first come into the national team, it was like, you know, a newborn colt stumbling around the paddock, you know, and he is completely matured and changed. And he is Jurgen Klinsmann's guy. To fly him over there and to put him right into the starting lineup, he gives the U.S. width. He takes players on. He's an exciting player right now for MLS and for FC Dallas and for the U.S. national.
All right, the United States lineup, there you are with Altidore, Dempsey behind him, and there's Michael Bradley. And you know, the talk had been Michael had got to go find himself a team and establish himself. Well, he has done so at near the top of Serie A, where you, of course, Alexi, were the pioneer 20-plus years ago with Chievo and with the Flying Donkeys.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's playing well.
He's playing well, and it's been an interesting year for Michael Bradley, where he wasn't playing. He goes to Italy, and he's done wonderfully. He is playing consistently. They love him over there. He is a staple on that team. I think he's also developed. I don't think the red cards and the emotion that sometimes is a problem with Michael Bradley is a problem anymore. So he's developed a maturity. I think he's also developed a restraint in the way that he plays. And maybe it's just specific to that team. But if he can bring that to the U.S. team and pick and choose his moments much more when he's sitting there in that pocket defensively, not that he can't go forward, but once again, picking and choosing when is appropriate to go forward, I think he's learned a little bit of that at Italy. And if that can transfer to the U.S. team, awesome.
He, of course, Macca, will know the entire opposition today, the starting side for the Italians, which will include 5 players from Juventus. Of course, they had that controversial draw with Milan over the weekend, and 5 players there that we've highlighted. And where are Italy? We know the disaster they had in South Africa. Where are they? Are they on a road back?
They're on a road back, Bob. I mean, they're talking about a transitional phase, admittedly with the likes of Pirlo and Buffon and, you know, a lot of players like that. These are old-school players who've been in the side for a long time. But the likes of Giovinco, who Taylor mentioned, Matri, you know, these are players who are going to be for the future. And this is probably the first time in a long time that nothing is expected from Italy. All right, they qualified, and they qualified very comfortably. But, you know, everybody in Europe is talking about Spain, Holland, Germany. Yeah. Italy are off the radar. So for the first time in a long time, they can approach a European Championships and go about the business without the pressure that they once had. And it's probably a great, great time for them to be manager and to be an Italian side.
But not on the radar, Mario Balotelli, of course, the explosive in so many different ways Manchester City striker, and Cesare Prandelli did not select him. He says he, meaning Balotelli, still seems a little agitated to me. When I say we have to reach the Euro prepared, I mean I don't want to get there with a squad who don't know how to manage tension and provocation. So basically, Balotelli, is he saying he also didn't select Cassano as well for the same reason?
Yeah, I mean, you can afford to say that here. It's a friendly game. It's against the U.S. But I do think that there is a commitment to bringing a team that's mature, not necessarily in age, but ability this summer. And I do believe that there is an optimism when you talk about Italy right now. And maybe it's reflective of the fact that Serie A over the past couple of years has done some very, very good things and kind of come out of the doldrums. But, you know, this is once again Italy.
And also,
it's all Pirlo, of course, who's the glue holding it together.
Pirlo's fantastic, but also, Bob, Balotelli's going to be crazy in 3 months. Balotelli's going to be crazy in 2 years.
Basically, it's in the DNA.
So is Cassano. It's born and bred.
As long as he's crazy and scores goals.
Exactly, but he is scoring goals, and he's still not choosing them at this moment in time. So when is he going to choose them?
He scored on the weekend, of course.
Of course he
did.
did.
In the 3-0 victory for City. Well, United States women today playing in the Algarve Cup. A team that went to the finals of Women's World Cup 2011 with a 5-0 victory in this exhibition tournament over in Portugal. Alex Morgan with 2 goals. And tonight, the U.S. under-23 men against Mexico in Frisco, Texas. The pageantry of an international, the United States, never having defeated Italy, looking to get a result today and play good football. Back to Genoa on the other side of the break.